So, hi guys, this is Andrew Holmes, and every single weekend we talk about one thing and one thing only, and that is how do you make money with real estate? What are the techniques? What are the tips? What is happening in our market here in the Chicagoland area? And today in the studio we have a special guest, Miss Sharon Vornholt. I always mess up her name. So, Miss Sharon, welcome to the studio.
Well, thanks, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. So, Miss Sharon, you happen to be, I was kind of telling people that, we have the queen of probates coming to town, right? She's going to talk all about probates. So, why probates? What is it that you decided to become an expert on it, and why is it such a great opportunity for investors?
Well, it was basically all about me. I don't like getting on the MLS and fighting multiple offers and all of that. So when I found probates, they're off-market deals, which means most of them are not going to be listed on the probate or on the MLS. So it was just easier for me. I love the niche. I love working with those people because they have a house that they want to sell. They're very motivated. And unlike working on the MLS, you have way less competition.
Okay, so way less competition, and there's quite a bit other aspects of it, right? So in the last about, I'm going to say, since 2008 till today, so about last 10, 11 years, we've done close to about 850, 900 transactions that we have personally done in Chicago, right? And here's what I can say hands down. The ones that have been the most profitable transaction somehow have always been probate deals, right? And all I have to say is dated houses, small rehabs, and properties that were cared for. They might not be in the perfect condition today, but these are properties that were for years treated with tender love and care, and they have great bones compared to foreclosures where the financial frustration comes out on the property. Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Well, these people, I think you said it, they've loved their homes, they've lived in them, and in most cases they've taken great care of them, but they get to this point in their life, some people no longer can afford the maintenance.
Sure.
And let's face it, you might say the cabinets are old, they might say I love those when I put them in 35, 40 years ago. They don't see the defects in the house either, the doors that don't close, and things like that.
And this was the other day I was laughing about this, right? That, used to be that being able to buy a refrigerator, right, mm-hmm. at one time was a big deal, mm-hmm. right? I mean, now it's a disposable item, right? Mm-hmm. And so people would buy an ice box, right, or a refrigerator, and you would have it for
forever.
The next 15, 20 years, and if something happened, you call a repairman mm-hmm. to fix the refrigerator, mm-hmm. right? And that's just how it was. And that mentality is that, hey, listen, those people went through a lot of hard times, right? Mm-hmm. Our economy wasn't as well off as it is today. And so people took pride in keeping things that they had for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. Today we say, oh, it's dated because 3 years later it's a new model, right? And it's a different way of thinking, but the houses are well taken care of, correct?
They're well taken care of, and you'll go in there and you will look at the lime green stove, and it will be immaculate.
Exactly.
The pink tile in the bathroom.
Exactly.
It's immaculate, but at the end of the day, it's pink tile.
So we have a lady at Chicago RIA that listens kind of to the show, Miss Christine, right? And it's the funniest thing you mentioned that there's a house that I remember, Evergreen Park. She buys this house. When you talk about immaculate, the bathroom, this is the funniest thing. And a lot of older houses, if you've seen those, have that. The bathrooms used to have carpet.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, it's just... But here's the interesting thing. I mean, we can't fathom that idea today. Mm-hmm. Yet, you step out of the bathtub and there's carpet. Around the toilet, it's all carpeted, like the whole house, right? Literally in the entire house. The carpet must have been 40, 45 years old. You could eat off the floor. Mm-hmm. It was in that nice condition, right? God knows when the house was painted. So the paint had become dull, but everything was just pristine.
It was clean and
just absolutely the museum quality. And you're going like, somebody lived here, mm-hmm. right? And the guy he came over and he's like, oh yeah, my grandmother used to live here. She used to live here till the last day she passed away. He's like, she was a meticulous, and you can see that, right? And it's almost, you're like, oh my God, the counters are dated, mm-hmm. but they're so good. I hate to pull them out, right? Because you kind of feel that, and that is what you find a lot of times with probates.
Someone loved their property and they took very good care of it. And what you find too is that the cosmetics will be very dated, but they may have a new roof, new windows, and a new furnace.
You know, that's the funniest thing. But there's a reason behind it, right? It sounds kind of quirky, but there's a simple reason behind it. As you get older, you get a lot more colder. We're in a cold climate. No, it's just a fact of life, right? Your body doesn't retain heat, so they will. I mean, even people who are on a budget, they will buy an oversized furnace, high efficiency, and you're like, the whole house is dated, yet they have the biggest, baddest furnace they can find. Air conditioning, they're not as concerned about. In fact, there may not even be an air conditioner, but they get colder. It's a human thing, right? Other thing is they're concerned about the roof. Oh, there may be a roof leak. That's like the end of the world.
It's the big thing,
right?
for them.
It's the big thing. And windows, if they have the budget, they will go out and get the biggest, baddest windows, the wood windows or whatever, which today we would put cheap vinyl windows typically in most houses, right? But it's a mentality.
It's all about the heat. The windows is all about the heat.
It's all about the heat. It's all about the heat. So the other part of it, what I wanted to ask you, since you're here, is that a lot of people don't have access to these probate lists, right? It's something that there's a lot of online companies that sell it, and a lot of those are nonsense, right? But truly, where do you go and get access to these lists? Now, obviously, people are members of Chicago RIA, they listen to the show, they can get it from us, right? But in general, where do these probate lists come from?
Most of them, you have to get probates in most cases, and not pay $1 million for a bad list. You have to get them locally. So you have to do a little bit of detective work, which is where people fall down. They just say, this is too much trouble. But you can Google your probate plus your county, probate plus your city. You can look at those things. Sometimes it'll serve up resources. They may be online. In my city, they're published in the newspaper, and it has all the information that you need. So worst case scenario, you're going to have to go to the courthouse, and nobody wants to do that.
So either you go to the courthouse, or so it requires due diligence. In our case, if you're in the Chicago market, you can reach out to Chicago RIA, right? We gather it for all our members, and you can get it from us. So if somebody wants to contact you, they want to find out more, they want to learn more, right? And one thing I have to give you credit, I don't know if you knew this or not, right? I have never in my life been to a real estate seminar, ever, except yours. Right? Ever. I have never gone to any real estate seminar, ever. Right? And I mean this with respect, because you were the first one that I heard your podcast. I heard a lot of stuff, and I'm like, she talks at least like normal human being, right? I mean, that where it was information based rather than, oh my God, buy XYZ, right? And so I just wanted to kind of give you a lot of credit for that, because as far as I'm concerned, it was good, solid information. So if people want to contact you, how do they reach out to you? Is there a phone number, website? How do they reach out?
Best way is to come over to the blog, the Louisville Gals Real Estate blog. They can contact me through there. We do post on there when we're having another marketing event, which is we're having one in May. But you can find out about everything that I'm doing over there.
The Louisville Gals
Real Estate blog.
Real Estate blog. So Louisville Gals Real Estate blog.
.com.
Okay, .com. Okay, got it. So they just put in Google, and that's the best way to reach you. Okay, got it. And do you do any? Will you work with people on a group basis, one-on basis? How can they learn more? They go to the to the boot camp that you have?
They can come to that. That's May 19th and 20th. If you want to learn about probates, I've got a brand new probate course coming out. People in Chicago are going to see it first. There are a lot of different ways you can work with me, but they're all on the site.
Okay, got it. Great. Thank you so much, Ms. Sharon, for being here, and we'll hope to see you again in the future.
Well, thank you, Andrew.
Chicago Flipping with Andrew Holmes will return next Sunday at 12 noon. For information or questions about content of this show, or to speak to Andrew, call 844-MONEY-55 or visit ChicagoCashflow.com to learn about upcoming seminars. That's 844-666-3955. And be sure to tune in next week.